Hello again, friends, and my fellow ninja newbies. Today we're going to try a little pasta, a little spaghetti and sauce. I'm going to put a little tofu in it today for the protein and a little onion, garlic for some flavor. Stick around and here we go. So first we'll go ahead and do the pasta. Take the basket out of there. We're not going to need that for spaghetti, but it is a nice strainer for draining if we need it. So put that down in the sink. As you can see, I already have 4 cups of water in the pot. And I'm going to go ahead and just dump the noodles in. 12-ounce box of noodles, whatever you like. Mix them a little bit to incorporate them down into the water. And then we're going to close up the pot with the pressure lid. And turn it on. Selecting pressure. High is okay, and the time is going to be pretty much 0 because all we're trying to do is get it up to pressure. Alright, there you go. You got the pressure relief valve on seal. That red button just popped up and the timer will go to 0, which means that it's not going to time anymore. It's just going to go and stop after it pressurizes. Alright, so it's done with the pressure cycle. Now it's going to count for 5 minutes. It's not pressurizing anymore. It's holding the pressure and naturally releasing for 5 minutes. And we'll come back in 5 minutes and release this whole thing. Alright, coming up on 5 minutes of natural release. Go ahead and turn off the machine and also vent the steam out of there. We're going to let that fully vent. Alright, waiting on the red safety button to go ahead and fall. There it goes. And we're going to take the lid off. See, our pasta's all in there, looking nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out. And using our basket that comes with the machine, go ahead and just, whatever leftover water is in there, just dump them out into there. Use it as a colander. Go ahead and rinse this pasta with some cool water. Just to kind of slow it down, stop that cooking process so it doesn't get too gummy and overcooked. This basket comes in real handy for doing pasta with because it's a colander at the same time. Alright, that feels pretty cool. Okay, after I've drained the pasta, I took the pot and rinsed it out a little bit, put it back in the machine, and I'm going to go ahead and drizzle about 2 tablespoons of oil. And then we're going to turn the machine back on and using the sear saute function. Let's see what our choices are. Medium, high, high, medium. Let's go medium, high. Start. Because we're going to use this pot to saute the vegetables and the tofu and a little bit of garlic before we incorporate the sauce. So now we're just kind of using this like a stovetop. I'm going to leave the lid off, lid open, and see what we're doing. I'll be right back when this heats up. See that test onion in there starting to sizzle a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the rest of them in there. Stir them around, get them a little coated. And actually I'm going to go ahead and throw in the tofu too because it takes a while to get grilled. As you can see, it's already seasoned. I put some garlic salt, seasoned salt, and black pepper in there. So it's a little bit of seasoning to go with the onions also. Okay, about halfway through, maybe a little more of the saute warm-up cycle for the tofu and onions. They're starting to get translucent, the onions are. I'm going to go ahead and put in a nice healthy spoon of garlic. Stir that all in. One thing to note, the heating element on this seems to favor the outside, the outside part of this pot, so you have to move things around quite a bit to get them done, but I'm not looking for a really hard sear on this. I just want some color and to get it going before I add the sauce. Well, as you can see, the tofu and onions are starting to get a little color. That's kind of what I'm looking for there. I'm going to go ahead and add the sauce. Be careful, it might splatter on you just a little bit with the heat in here. And I like a little splash of balsamic in there to cut the acid of the tomatoes down a little bit and give it a little flavor also. Once you get it all in there, incorporate it nicely. And we're going to let that kind of come up to a little bit of a boil, get it starting to set, and then I'm going to add the pasta to it in a minute. My wife likes the raisins in the sauce, so she's going to add a few here. You can see how it's starting to bubble up a little bit. Well, the wife says she wanted some spinach in there, so we microwaved some frozen spinach for a couple minutes to get it hot and thawed, and go ahead and put it into the sauce and incorporate that also. Alright, everything looks like it's stewing along nicely there. I'm going to go ahead and start incorporating some noodles. You know, some people like more sauce and less noodles, and some people like less sauce and more noodles. So I'm just going to add a few at a time and see how it looks, and adapt from there and see how it's coming along. Yeah, I think we can stand just a few more noodles. That'd probably be enough. Alright, then I'm going to let that kind of sit there and stew for a little bit and bubble up and let those flavors permeate into the noodles a little bit. Okay, well, as you can see, it's all incorporated and it's bubbling away nicely. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off here. If you were so inclined, you could mix up some ricotta or some Parmesan or some cheeses in there, or just sprinkle some on top, maybe some panko crumbs. Instead of using the sear function, you can use the air crisp for a few minutes and get a nice browning on top of that. But I'm just going to stop with it the way it is without any cheese. And I hope you find this video helpful and enjoy this recipe. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.